You're like. Good job, IT.
We don't have a quorum.
Yeah. All I can usually give.
Usually can.
We didn't meet last month, did we?
No.
No, it was on holiday or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like right directly after the council meeting, so.
Yeah, yeah, really just.
I should stop Blackstone. Scott said he's on his way.
Okay.
Someone was down carries to all. She said, okay, I know she was. That's a lot of work. Bus stops. I didn't like me for it falling in. Some kitchens in sevens. Base, I was. The tiny side door. And the kitchens in. Oh, God. Nice. There's freezers out there. That's. People want. It's just. Was it an upright or a chest? Chest. Yeah, there's. Alliance just bought. Cause we had leftover frozen chicken or frozen stuff from you. This person's freezer can't stop and this person, it's hard to know what to get. You bought.
Do you guys have a building you keep it in? You have
A barn.
Oh,
Gates.
okay.
That's where all our stuff is, like the
Nice.
grills and now that was put out there. Cause we added on, so there can be more storage for our stuff than others. It's nice, I mean, I haven't been in it, but I know it looked a lot more organized. There was stuff we don't.
Drove out there, month and a half ago to kind of check out what they've done. It looked great.
Mhm.
Really, it's nice that with all the baseballs, by.
Right.
Beaten,
Yeah.
dry, visible.
Mhm.
I remember when Dan used to play, go up, they open those trailers up. And it's just piles and piles of.
Yeah, they haven't got the stuff out of the trailer yet. It's sat there full of crap.
That's the problem. It's a bunch of volunteers.
Yeah, it is nice to have though, we, got rid of a bunch of storage containers that mice are easily to get into and did more metal stuff and organized it, so.
Well, with the barn, you can put bait stations in there, monitor. Easier when you're in those
Right,
trailers, you can never see the back, so.
yeah,
The time you get there, you find out where your place.
yep, it's really nice.
You'll hear it. So well tomorrow.
Mhm.
dealt with all the trains in the street.
Not too bad. We just kind of monitor, make sure they don't get a bunch of different people. It helped that they actually got the street swept a couple weeks ago, so. They got fresh basins to roll into.
Yeah. Often do they come out and do those,
The basins,
the 40%?
Killing me. I almost thought.
This year, usually.
Never by my house.
I know we've talked about in the past, and I've talked to Tim about it, but get a small one, usually, that we can just. The first thing in the spring, you need a big one to do, but if we had one, we could kind of keep on up a little bit, it wouldn't be such a big. But usually that first one in the spring is. Yeah, I mean, you got all that winter debris that's been sitting there and.
It melts and
And-
it all runs.
And this year was late. I mean, they didn't do it, like you said, until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw, yeah.
The company that was gonna have do it, that we've had do it for years. Every time I called them, they said, oh yeah, we got to sign the contract, and then they never sent contract. So I just had, Mike and son do it. They did all right. They had to do it twice, but. They completed it. We kind of weigh our options. I mean, it's expensive. It's $1,400. They charge us to do it, but. If we build and maintain it, $1,400. And you start replacing them rooms and quickly you can tie that much up real quickly in one maintenance trip.
Yeah, doesn't take long. Or straw, whoever.
Yep. Go for it. You were
I'll
there.
call the meeting to order. We'll call Castler,
You.
Eat It. Here. And it's here, Beavers. Absent. Kim, is there any public comment?
I do have public comment.
Right.
So I have different hats I'm wearing tonight. The library, I had a call from the library on Friday that there was a leak. I'm assuming in the furnace room.
No. It was. The tile or the. Vents running to the AC upstairs.
All right, I don't, they said they'd called on Monday. And then Friday, they're calling me all in a panic and then. I was out of town, so I said, I'll call the city. Well, Sarah Manson was coming over, so I don't know if that's been resolved or.
I have not talked to him today. Kevin was supposed to be out there either Friday or today, so I have not spoken to him today.
So
And they were already, as soon as I talked to him the first time, we were on schedule. I mean, I can't force them to come.
no, but I think that because of the, an outside vendor. They're telling me that it's dripping on all of their books or shelves or something. So as a city, we should have, and Sarah was out of town. She didn't get back until Wednesday or Thursday. So she gets back and, her staff is telling her this. So I don't know if we could have just did a better follow-up with them to help them.
We went over there. We never got called again until Friday, so I didn't realize it got progressively worse.
Okay. So that's just my public comment. Told them I was coming here today and address that, so.
Was there any remediation? Did drop cloths or?
They were gonna wrap them. We'd already wrapped some of them.
Okay,
And now they separated the controls from the upstairs and downstairs so that So they're running it colder upstairs than it is downstairs, and it was so humid that it was just. The ones that wasn't wrapped was driven.
Also, was
It
it?
was, no, it was condensation off the,
Okay, so it wasn't like the storm.
yeah, no, there was no storm drip or sewer,
Okay.
any of that. It was from the galvanized from the condensation building up on the pipes, on the heat runs.
So it wasn't like water pouring into them.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was what I was told, and I didn't see it, that it was pooling. It was enough.
It was
And
catching in
again-
drops, you know.
It was going to the low spot in the drop
Yes.
ceiling, but it was
Yeah.
not pouring in there. It was just running to the low spots.
And I think maybe even if they're, and I'm not a plumber or HVAC, but. A bucket, something, you know, they shouldn't have to decide. How do I need to fix this? You know, they're calling to say that, hey, I have an issue.
Correct.
It should be, you know, someone had told Sarah that. That she could call Tyler. I said, I don't think that's the process. I don't.
Well, I don't know who told her that, because I told her I'd already
Yes,
handled it.
you
and I was
should
already on
be-
their schedule.
On Tyler. That should be the city. So I think just maybe. And I,
And that just needs to be more communication. I mean,
Yes.
if it got progressively worse, they should have called me before Friday. I mean,
well, and I don't know where the communication. From the office to you, but when they did call back, they were told they've already called a few times on this, so. Then they kind of felt like they were. Being annoying.
that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right, that's okay. They work the library, they shouldn't have to worry about the HVAC, so. So there's that, thank you.
Approval of minutes, we have no minute last month.
Correct.
Items of business, looking glass terrace drain quote.
Alright, so now I'm Jody Frank from Looking Glass Terrace Board. We've been. You know, talking about the drains out there with Dave for. Years, I think, so Dave got us a quote. And I think you guys have a copy of that, we took it to our board and. We're ready to move forward, we have, a couple apartments that we're paying thousands of dollars in damages because of the water. So we're at a point that we want to work with the city and hopefully get this resolved. But again, I'm not a drain person.
I can give, I mean, Cordier's ready whenever I call him, or if you guys want, I don't care who calls him. I mean, if that's who you guys want to go with, we'll just get it going.
I think, and I mean, it's gonna. I think that between the city and, because we're tying into the city's,
Catch basin.
yeah. I think the city and KMG are maintenance
Okay,
management company. I think they, you know, need to be aware, but, we just wanna get it resolved.
feel free to give them my number and they get with me. I mean, if you guys are ready to go, we get going.
So you want KMG to get a hold of the excavating?
No,
No, get a hold of me and then I'll discuss with them. I
Okay.
can either call them or they can. It doesn't matter to
Okay.
me. So,
Well.
but I've got a good rapport with Tim, so.
Okay, we'll reach out to the management company, let them know we came to the meeting and that we're. That you guys can, right, us as a board, I don't need to know when you're doing it. I think the management company needs to know so that if there's. Stuff tore up that they need to let our residents know that.
Okay,
it seems to me that there's always been some gray area here about who's, I mean, you mentioned at one point, I think that. The city would be willing to help out, or you thought they should, because when we do the Grand River project, that drainage could adversely affect the road. Is that something we should bring to council tomorrow to have?
we're not, yeah, we're not doing anything that.
Not next year, the year after.
I'd have to look, if we are, it would just be that. maintenance thing and overlay.
Oh, I meant the drive and.
Oh.
Cause that's, the city's doing that, and it's like that flood zone right there, cause I was looking at it.
Correct,
today.
but that, no, it's a, I think he said a 6-inch line, which would be more than big enough to handle that.
Well, I mean, I guess for the financial part of it, is this looking glass or the city? who's
The
handling-
drain
Yeah,
is looking glass. It wouldn't be ours until it gets to the road right away.
okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Who put the catch basin in?
whoever put the buildings in. We did not.
I was down there today and like you said, a lot of that water that's coming in there is draining off the street. Drains right into the drive.
I have no control over that. I was not during the engineering of that. I was not here before my time. I just know we did not put the catch basins in.
So do you think after talking to, this excavating,
Cordier,
that that's gonna tie all the catch basins and drain it all out to the city?
the two that are there, it will, yes. I think there's only two there that I know of.
And what two, are they at the front or at the? at the
There's
back?
one right, that first one on the left when you pull in, and then the one farther down on.
Okay, right, up by the community.
By that first building on the left. The other one's farther down by the school and by Bates's, them just drain into the yard.
And that's okay.
Yeah, well. It shouldn't have been okay, but that was before my time. That was done in the mid-90s.
Well, we would love. I mean, we want it completed, we would love if the city could assist with it. It's been an ongoing conversation for years. You know, we're trying as a board to bring that facility up to where the standards that it should be, but it's a struggle. It's, low income senior housing, and we're doing the best we can. You know, we're trying to get grants and to be able to make it look better.
Make the improvements that we need to.
So if the city could help, we would love that, but we're ready to move forward.
What are you looking for help from the city?
Guess that's up to city council.
Well, I don't know if you guys had an idea what you were looking for.
I mean, if they're willing to split the cost with us. Cause at some point, would it benefit the city because it's not tearing up your road?
I can't answer that honestly. When we redo that road, it's gonna have to be raised, so. I'm not an engineer, that's beyond my.
Has there been any grades shot? Is, I was surprised when I looked at it today, that culvert that goes through the road wasn't eliminating the water, even if that catch basin didn't exist. That catch basin, the culvert, and this was just using naked eye. Seemed like if it was functioning properly, that even if the front lawn of Looking Glass flooded, that it should be taking that water across the drive.
Yeah,
To
that
the east.
is all part of why that road has to be a complete reconstruct.
Do you have any idea if during that reconstruct that culvert's gonna be addressed?
Yes, that's part of the reconstruct.
Okay. So then potentially you wouldn't even have to do the drain at all.
Other than, obviously, the drain isn't. Working at all. Even if it's only gonna take so much water out of there, it's still gonna back up towards that building if it's not connected to this one.
Okay.
I don't believe it's ever been cleaned, has it?
Yes.
Has it?
Yep.
So we maintain the storm drains, we're just not responsible for them?
We did them ones because it was a favorite. About 10 years ago. Because we had a company in here, we was doing our own, and just shut in there, did them. Mainly because we wanted to see if there was a line that went out of it, and that's how we found that they were tied together, but they could go everywhere.
They don't go anywhere,
No, they just go back and forth each other.
and then the culvert doesn't work either.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it's really slow.
It's pretty damaged.
Yeah,
Yeah, minimally functional.
Yeah.
I would call it. Yeah.
Probably a quarter of the flow that needs to be there, you know?
We have to make a motion to take this to council, or we just.
no, we'll just bring it up during.
Unless you guys want to add it to the council's agenda, we will discuss it in the meeting.
I would. You probably can talk on that. Some of the council.
So if you're gonna discuss that during the meeting, should it be on the agenda?
No, it can be brought up during the committee reports,
And recommendations for assistance and anything like that would be covered.
during committee.
So it would be,
Yeah.
it would be included in minutes. for
Yeah,
the
yes,
meeting.
yes.
And I think
That'll work.
that will work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So can you have some history brought up as well at that point?
Yeah.
To try to give us a little context on where we were, where we're at, where we think we're going.
You really want to do my homework for.
I feel like there's just like a gap, like we know where we're at now,
Mhm.
but we're not exactly sure how we got to this point. Seems to me that it just feels like those were put in with the intention of connecting and just never got done. Cause that's not like a 55-gallon drum that was there.
I
This
could
seems-
tell you
Yeah.
what the intentions are when they put them in there.
I don't think anyone can, but it'd be nice if we just did it like this, so. On to the supervisor report.
The bids went out for the kayak launch. They're supposed to be in by the end of the month. They're supposed to come back with a significant portion of it being done by November and finalization of it being done by December. Other than that, we've been mowing, whacking, cleaning up trees. I do have one employee that's going out July 16th. Well, he's out now. He's getting hip surgery on the 16th. So he'll be out for a couple months probably. And just plugging away at stuff again and trying to keep up with trees.
Yeah.
And we've been working on trying to do something with that road at Bates, but Mother Nature's not cooperating. So we're in.
You mean that?
Yeah, yeah, we've been putting millings in there before we get a chance to harden it down. They decided to drop an inch of rain on us, so.
So that is a ongoing.
Ongoing
plan.
project, yeah, we were working on it today, 30 seconds before the rain hit.
So what are we doing with the culverts there?
It Bates,
Yeah. On like the west side, that thing's just basically plugged and useless. Are those set to be replaced, or
I haven't, no,
is there a relevance to have them? I mean,
to have them cleaned out, no, they don't do anything. They're so far out towards that road, they're on the high area anyway, so they don't.
and then again, just going through the park, I did some walkthroughs, and it's a snapshot in time, but a lot of trash. It wasn't getting mowed with every weed whipping. Then you get back by the park, the bulk areas, there's like a trailer that's overgrown, that's not moved. That's
Just discussing that, that's the ball people's trailer.
so
That
I mean,
stuff
so it should be-
supposedly is gonna go into that building, but they haven't yet.
And the
we-
piles of aggregate just looks like it's been there for quite some time,
Where,
out by the ball field.
oh, that's theirs, that's their crusher dust.
But I mean, is that where it goes in parking spaces? Don't we?
It's really always put in, I mean, it's. But they got, the company they get it from quit making the pressure dust in Henderson. And so they bought all of it they had because their next closest spot was gonna be trucking in from Port Huron. So they got a whole bunch of it and that's where they put it. And I get, from the time I was this tall, that's always where they put it. It really isn't a good spot. Other than that, to put it out there, but would be. We're going with weeds and.
And so maybe not parking spaces, maybe at the barn or something, or that they could. Let folks. Park. I'm just looking at people are renting the place, they're trying to do things there and it should, I mean, it's one of our premier parks, I think it should,
I can,
The maintenance
I'll
thing.
discuss it with them.
okay. And then, it's not on, but I guess it's under your report, the headstones. And whatnot, I know that we had a complaint that one's tipping. That we put the foundation in, are we having that addressed?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's really not tipping, it just looks like it is, but we're raising it.
okay. It makes we increasing the prices, I just wanna make sure that we're also doing quality too. Thank you.
And it did get weed back. We did that last week.
The park?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are any other items of business that you need to discuss?
No, that was it.
Good for you.
Motion. Return.
Yep. Second.
Thank you, guys.
We don't want your.
I don't want that one, no.
Which.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
First shift of the priority.
Sorry,
I'm
sitting right here. Towards the back of the row. Make sure you go. Are you in trouble? No. So when I was in school, he used to always say, they say, "Sit up."
Don't fall there. It looked like that was a little bit of a.
That's what I say.
Nancy, mover, rocker.
I can hear, I can see.
I will probably fall back.
Right, you've been like a hopping joint in town this weekend.
So Amanda's gonna be
Yeah, I saw
really
your thing is pretty packed in there.
Yeah,
Market.
yeah. Saturday was our busiest day ever.
I didn't see a response from there.
Right there, and they're not even bleeding over to his side of the thing, and I'm
Mike's
thinking,
gonna
well,
be
you
like-
can stretch it out.
Right, I know. Yeah,
It's all yours.
yeah.
I see her outside. Okay.
But I was kind of shocked. I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh."
My cousin came in and sang karaoke
Yeah,
Thursday night. or
yep,
Friday night.
yeah, Sunday night, yep. Yep,
His
A
cousin.
couple of days,
Brad.
Brad Stevens.
oh, yeah,
It's-
yep,
I grew up next door to his mother,
gotcha.
who was also my cousin. She's figured that out.
Everybody's kind of related. It doesn't matter about their last names. Just, you know. I took,
Nobody
figure that out.
Actually just get crossed over for, start to think.
That's what he said. He said, when I find somebody, I had to get fresh blood. So I'm not.
I'm divorced and remarried somehow and then mixed into, you know.